Welcome to episode 55 of Cigar Hustlers Podcast. This week we sit down with Hector Alfonso, Jack Torano of Espinosa Cigars. Okay, it's on. Stop talking bad about people.
What are you talking about? Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
We have to fucking talk bad about people. We have the two fucking fuck that guy senior presidents of fuck that guy here right now. And you're angry.
I'm okay now.
No, you're very angry.
I'm okay now. Shut up.
I've never seen you this serious.
I know, he's all bent out of shit.
Yeah, man, what happened?
Did you get a ticket?
He's texting me, giving me a hard time all the way here.
Did you get a ticket on the way up here?
Well, for one, I mean,
no
you
ticket.
know,
No ticket.
you knew they were going to be here.
Look, I had to go. I don't have nothing. I opened a new account today, and then I left and came here.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. Was it worth it?
Well, yeah.
I don't think you're playing the
money.
long game, though, Michael.
I didn't play in a long game. That's why it was a small opening.
You need to be committed to the podcast.
There's no money making on this yet. We don't have advertising.
You have to.
You won't let us take advertising.
Because we're not going to sell out to a cigar company.
I'm so anybody who would like to make a commercial, I can put it in.
Brought to you
can't.
from the Espinosa Lounge.
That's right. Oh, that's right. The Espinosa Studios.
That's over like a shit sandwich. Let's see. 5, 4, 3.
Skip.
No text.
Live from the Espinosa Studios.
So to introduce, we have Hector Alfonso and Jack
we already
Torano.
on?
Yeah, this is
Oh,
happening.
yeah,
this is
awesome.
They intro later, bro.
No, yeah, they
we
did.
just
I
worked
thought
this
they
shit
already
in.
done.
No, it's already cut in.
We're totally evolved.
It's 2019. We're
getting better.
professional.
And now I actually have like a real legit and
that you won't let me
Angry
hear.
Well,
co-host.
you weren't here all fucking day.
You called me on the phone numerous times. You could have played it over the phone.
Nope.
Fuck that guy.
Can't fuck that guy.
Fuck that
so,
guy. Fuck you.
So, okay, I mean, I got a lot of shit to address. We have a short amount of time because we got an event going on and we're fucking already. We just said
There's
fuck
nobody
it.
out
We just
there.
came back here and started doing
Why
the
are we
podcast.
late?
Why are we late? For a couple of reasons. One being Palmer.
I'm with you, Pike.
The only guy that knows how to run the equipment. So you know what?
Yeah.
Next time I'm not even coming.
Ooh.
Just hold it over your head till you
Oh, that's
pay me.
right.
That's fine. You
the
can be
mic show.
replaced.
That's right. This mic show. You can't replace me.
I'll train a
think Mike
minion to
is-
hit the record button.
Mike is-
No, can't do it.
Hit the fucking red button.
Mike's trying to be the straw that stirs the drink.
Yeah.
I
he's
see that.
playing
Like,
hard.
trying to
That's
flex.
Right, that's right.
All right, so
Hey, we can always say that we were here when they
broke up.
Show
broke
fell
up.
apart.
the beginning of the end.
So, hey guys, let's see.
I was
got a funny
playing.
story for you.
I was playing Yoko Ono that day.
All right, so now before we get into because I mean a lot has happened in Jack Torano's life
Since he was here last time.
like which was just a few months ago,
like a month and a half ago.
yeah,
was like a month and a half.
exactly. So, but before we get into that, I want to talk about a couple things. For one, the Cigar Coop video. All right, I haven't listened to the entire thing, but I just want to say you fucking sounded terrible.
I sounded terrible.
You were in
You're-
a box
like
or something.
you really sell yourself short because you were funny as fuck, but like.
Did you see who was on?
You know, oh yeah. Well,
Did
first
you
of all,
see
yeah,
who
no.
was on?
He's lucky he even got a word.
It was Cigar Skip. I forgot.
Yeah.
I
But, you know,
apologize.
Cigar Skip.
Do you mean the Skip Martin show?
Yeah, the Skip Martin show.
First of all, he brought props.
Motherfucker
man.
had questions.
He had props. He had a
was
top
running.
25 list. I even texted him. I go, "This is some bullshit." I didn't have. I tried to make a top 25 list of guys I hated. I couldn't get past Monado. I just had Monado on the list. Nobody else.
Boom.
It was. You know, that's one. I mean, I had nothing,
Fuck
bro. I
that
had
guy.
nothing. I had nothing. He had props. He had a top 25 list, and then they waited till like halfway through the show, and the Coop's telling me, I got about 200 people live at 1 a.m.
You're damn right, because Skip was about 7 beers in at that time.
7.
And he took control. I
It
was
was
in a
his
hotel
show.
room at 1 a.m. after like a 13-hour day, cheering Skip on and sending him messages, trying to egg him on.
Of course, we're cheering him on because he says the things that
He
we
says
cannot
what
say.
we all want to say.
We cannot say. Not that we don't
Hey,
want to say.
but Hector, thank you, though. You did mention our little show on there.
I love your show.
Thank you.
And somebody compared it to that other show. I never heard of that other show.
Yeah,
other show?
yeah, not even important.
Yeah, never heard of that guy. The guy who makes a cigar look like La Bamba. Never heard of that.
Only
Yeah,
shorter.
that's 2. I got to start strong, bro.
This
start strong.
this is hardcore. Fuck that guy. We're going.
Start strong.
We're going balls deep in this one. So
I apologize for those listening. I will come more prepared next time.
I need you to. I mean, like, I respect your opinion. I like to hear your voice on these things. And
I have
like,
a good voice, right?
And yeah, you do. You have a voice for radio. It's it's beautiful. And like, man, first of all, Skip did definitely sounded the best, better than Coop.
He sounded no better than Coop
which is
did.
crazy. But we got to get you like a mic setup or some shit. And,
I'm gonna buy some headphones. I'm gonna make it look good.
We got to do you right.
For next time, I'll be ready.
So all week in Phoenix, and I got it from 2 or 3 different, that I could be Skip Martin's brother, that I look like Skip.
What?
And I'm like, dude, I've never gotten that before.
I had no idea there were so many inbreds in Phoenix. I mean, Jesus.
Lord.
I don't know if I would say that
One
to
for
you
Mike.
because you look nothing like.
Yeah.
See, Mike went big. Mike fucked
Not-
4 million people. He just fucked that guy to 4 million people. My man.
Our orders are being canceled.
Right.
So tell me about that great week you had in Phoenix.
First of all, you look nothing like Skip. All right, not even fucking remotely close.
Your flip flop game isn't close. I never see you in flip flops. Come on, bro.
Yeah, you're not. No, sorry. It's just not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Now, the other thing that you said that I really have a question about was you were talking about one particular brand kind of dominating a top 25, and you really didn't get to say your piece on that. And I know that like.
Well, that was last year. That was in last year.
Right.
When I talked about it for a minute, but I don't know where Skip took us on that. We were talking about the top 25s, and I have my beefs with the top 25 list. I think is regionalism has such a big part to do with this.
Right.
I think some of these lists, some of these guys who get together and put a list and have a podcast, either they don't have a good DM in there, or they don't buy online. They're just it's hard to consider a top 25 list or a top 10 list when six of the cigars from the same manufacturer.
Right.
Don't get me wrong, good cigars.
Right.
But you don't get online. You've never.
Yeah, but like, so my counter argument to that is like, dude, for me, I would put a lot of shit that's Nica Sueño on my list.
You did on the list that we did.
Well,
Right.
you don't do. But they told me you don't do a list. You guys aren't doing a list.
No,
I
we
brought you
did.
guys
I do a
We did
sampler
one like Christmas time.
I do like a legit 20.
Well, dude, how
20.
about the fucking degenerate weasel Facebook page?
He didn't win his own
What a
page.
slap in the face! They give
because-
Saka number 1.
He laughs about it, but
He
deep
should
down,
fucking close
deep
that
down,
site
I
down.
Demanded a fucking recount.
And Danny got blamed for it somehow, which is great. Which is great. Oh shit!
Yeah.
I was supposed to mention it.
Who's that?
Is that him? Is that him right there? It's Danny.
So yeah, I don't. No, that guy.
So yeah, I mean, but so for me, like, I don't know. I understand. The point is to, I don't know,
Spread
like,
the love around.
yeah, I see that, but like, I don't know, dude. Guaymaro for me is fucking awesome. Neanderthal is
Okay.
fucking awesome. Like,
All right, but forget about my own cigar, of the cigars that we
But
make.
again, it's
what do you call it? Oh God.
subjective.
right?
That's the word, subjective.
Thank you, Jack.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
Bing, bing, bing.
So yeah, it's subjective, but it's on a top 10 list. All right, let's say it is subjective. There's
Right.
not a Padron on that list. Not a
Good-
Fuente
okay.
on that list.
Okay.
There's not a
Right.
Hoya that seems to be or a Drew Estate. It's
No, I
three
mean-
from this guy and 3 from that guy. Oh, they're all made at the same place. Come on, man.
No, I get it. Yeah, Padron should definitely make the list regardless every year.
Well, you guys if you're ever down in Miami, you gotta come by Espinosa. And
Yeah.
this guy does these, like, he charts out the top 25, and when he breaks down
Right. You already.
the main list,
You're starting to promote your Espinosa thing already.
no
Oh, that's nice work. Nice work, John.
That's very very slick.
Espinosa. when he breaks it down, like the last 7 years,
Right.
What manufacturers are fighting for are like
2 spots.
2 spots.
You're fighting for 2 spots.
You're fighting for 2 spots, and he'll break it down. I was like floored. That he took that amount of time to do this.
But it didn't take
And,
that long. It didn't take that long. My thing, what I do for a living. So my
Right.
thing is looking at data. I look at data and I'm like,
Right.
this is easy. This is easy. Look at this.
Yeah.
And then I put them, and then you just
You
see
always have this,
you have 10. Look,
this.
and without getting into the specifics, because I know that's not that's something that's a no go.
Right.
10 that have been on 6 years in a row. 10
Right.
manufacturers. That leaves you 15 for the list. 3 Cubans every year.
Right.
Now you're down to 12. And then you have another 7 to 8 who are now on a mini streak, 3 years in a row, 4 out of the last 5 years.
Right.
So then you get down to 2 spots.
2 spots.
And that one year was Roma Craft, one
Right.
year was us, and then one year was Oh, the one that's made at Drew Estate.
Willie Herrera?
No. The one that's made at Drew, but it's for the guy in California.
Fratello?
No, it's for that company in California. The one that this guy Giannini went to work for.
Ventura.
I think one of them was there. And then a couple of years ago was another one. Archetype. It's always that one. You have one or two, then everything else you can it's all a matter of slating. You just slide them here, slide them there.
Right.
You don't have to be a genius. And the numbers, when you put them out, it reads itself. Anybody can do it. And for every list, not just theirs.
All right.
Not just his.
Yeah.
All right. So.
And then another list had the number one cigar as an event-only cigar.
Well, that's half of them. Obviously.
Yeah, that event-only cigar.
Yeah. I'll never taste it, I guess. But unless you go to the Hoya factory. Maybe I can get it there.
Yeah.
All right. So now the other thing.
Did you take notes?
No.
He's always ready.
I like to write shit.
He likes to doodle.
But like.
Okay.
He's super prepared.
What the fuck is tabernacle syndrome? Coop mentioned that like 3 or 4 times in his spiel. Like, because the fact that it's a new cigar is going to make the list, or I don't.
He did say that.
Yeah. So what the fuck was that?
I to be honest with you, I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't remember. But
Tabernacle syndrome.
Yeah. So because, I mean.
Oh, I know what it is.
Okay.
It's comparative to these movies that get released in December.
Right.
And then all of a sudden they're eligible for the Academy Awards in February. Late release.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And that people go crazy.
Okay.
Late release. If I'm not mistaken, that's what it is. Late release and people go crazy, and and boom, it hits all these lists. Because he says that there's a bias for those who come out in January, February, even March.
But I mean, I smoked that cigar at the show. It wasn't easy to steal one from Nick, but I did. And that shit was fucking awesome. And then I smoked it again, and that was a fucking great cigar. So to me, I think that it warrants being on everybody's top 25 list this year.
He may have misspoken calling it a syndrome. I think we wanted to give an example of. Everybody said, "Have you seen the Mule yet?"
I have not.
But it's already up for an Oscar for this, an Oscar for that.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's I don't know. I guess maybe it has more to do with the bias of cigars that are released later compared to the ones that come out early in the year.
I thought the greatest.
Well, they forget about him, like you said.
Of course they do.
Yeah.
Oh, Mike Palmer's here.
Hey, Mike. Thanks for
Come on the board.
All right, good to have you.
Fuck all you guys.
He's nice and angry.
I like one of the bloggers and podcasters. He went online to Skip, or Skip was mentioning something about not making a list. And he said, "Well, Skip, I went by your booth and I didn't get any cigars." And Skip comes back and says, "Well, you could buy them. They're for sale."
And you know what? Not that I have to defend them, because he really doesn't need anybody to defend them. But when has that guy not given somebody a cigar?
Oh,
Right.
yeah. Absolutely.
That smells like. I call bullshit on that one.
Yeah.
When
Yeah,
has that
no
guy
doubt.
not giving you a cigar?
Dude, the booth is fucking busy. I mean, I've been there for I don't even know how many times I've been at the booth in Rome, but it's been a lot. And I can tell you, every single year, it's fucking busier and busier and busier. This year was nicer because we had more space, But
The lectern was a nice touch too.
Yeah.
That lectern was cool.
yeah, no doubt. But like, I get it if somebody can. It's very easy to get missed there. If you're not super aggressive, if you're not Jack Torano stealing 700 Weaselitos from Danny or some shit like that. I mean,
50.
don't mean to put you on blast. But,
I got him directly from Skip.
but whatever. The fact of the matter is, it's
Who's
easy
that
to be
guy you
missed.
spoke about?
Who, Danny? Oh yeah, no, we had a bit of a back. I'm not shy about it. We had Here's the thing.
Who's this Danny we speak of?
Look, let me. Right. The man who won't be mentioned, I guess.
He who is not mentioned.
I don't know where we're going on that. Maybe I'll let that die there.
All right. Okay.
It's up to you guys. So I mean,
I like
so
that.
here's the thing. Here's the thing.
That took a lot of Tyson.
I'll tell you. If you're gonna push, I'm gonna push back. And I'm not. I love Danny to death. But when he wants to break balls, I can break balls too, bro. I'm not scared. I love him. I love him to pieces. But
So what I was telling you out there was that Skip posted something about a Netflix show that I guess it follows some guy that was trying to get a job or getting a job, and the guy's quote, and it's on the screen in his post, says that he went into the office ready to suck the guy's dick for the job. And I said, oddly enough, that's the same exact mentality Danny had when he went in to see you. And,
oh man, he's gonna block all of us from moving forward. That's amazing.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Well,
Yep.
this got a.
Oh, well, so I guess we'll be dealing with John D. Oliver moving forward then.
Shouldn't you be?
No,
I mean,
Danny's
that guy's got experience.
Danny's Florida accounts.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's my dude. He's my dude. So I won't be getting any limiteds this year, apparently. So.
Or your own.
Yeah, or my own. No, I go right to the source for that.
Yeah, he doesn't want you going over his head.
I can
that.
circumvent.
He either takes care of you or
Yeah, no, he will.
you go right over his head.
No, he's a good guy. Come on.
Yeah, the thing you got to catch him right now. He doesn't have anything to do. You got to catch him during fantasy football season. He's busy.
Right.
He's trying to
He's
manipulate.
inundated.
Yeah,
When
he's
he's
trying to
manipulating the
manipulate
league,
the
that's
league.
when.
Right. And what's
It's all
that?
love, Danny. It's all love. Brother.
When he falls behind, he's got to boost the sales, and then all of a sudden, boom, tons of limiteds available.
Tons of limited, sir.
I think he negotiated with the guy that won was the trade guy.
Oh, that's right.
The guy,
Really?
the guy that
was
won was the
funny.
guy that with the bogus trade. He won the
The
league.
two teams in the playoffs.
And then Danny threw him a few extra T-shirts so he could keep the trophy. So I think Danny kept the trophy. 'cause
Danny kept the trophy,
Yeah,
right?
that's all he wanted, the trophy.
But he didn't earn it.
No.
That's some Milli Vanilli shit
What do you
right
mean he
there.
didn't earn it? He gave up 2 T-shirts and a Cro-Magnum.
He bought that.
You know, I'm making a
crow
concerted,
case.
unless you get us thrown out of the league today. I'm gonna make a concerted effort to try not to draft on the same day that I draft out. It was hard. We were drafting in one
we were
league
drafting
and
in
drafting
2
that
leagues
at
at the same time.
which is hard. But you know, the teams in the Super Bowl 7-6 and 6-7.
No kidding.
That's rough, man. They had one guy who just ran. He put the whole dick to everybody the whole year, and
he faded away.
Faded away, man.
Yeah.
Happens. It's
You know.
crazy. Fantasy football is crazy. So, Jack,
Is there a band playing somewhere here?
there's a dance
Dance
studio next
studio next
door.
door.
I don't know if you're
Okay.
picking up on that or not.
I don't think the microphones will hear.
Well, that's good.
A little ambiance music.
Yeah.
Never heard
It's
anybody.
gentle. It's gentle.
Is it turning to me now?
So what the fuck happened? Because, man, if you go back a few episodes,
If you go back a few
It was
episodes,
Jack Torano from Torano, wasn't it?
Jack Torano from
Jack
Torano
Torano
with
from
General
Torano,
Cigars.
and that
Yeah.
quickly turned into No Jack, No Torano.
yeah. I
Now
mean,
it's make time to bro.
The greatest sampler ever put out.
I got to support my boy. I mean,
That
fuck the
was-
bullshit,
That was phenomenal. That was phenomenal.
That goes without saying.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is that you sold that product, right? You were the face for that entire image, and without you, there's nothing. So, no Jack, no Torano.
No Jack, no Torano.
There you go. That's all you got to say?
What was the question?
So what the fuck happened?
Listen, the writing was on the wall. They were the Torano. To cut a long story short, listen, the Torano brand, when they acquired it, it was acquired by 2 guys, the president and one of the finance guys. No one else knew about it. And the running story is that when they acquired the Torano brand, the president calls everybody into the office, and he's got a bottle of like $10 champagne and plastic cups, and he's passing them out, and he says, it's time to celebrate, boys. We purchased Torano cigars, and like 70% of the marketing team said, who's that?
Oh, boy.
So they never had the warm and fuzzies.
Right.
I was kind of hoping they would invest a little bit and
Right.
give us some innovation. Dude, a brand with no innovation in 2.5 years is I predicted it early on that if we didn't have innovation, it would come a point where I'd be out there spinning my wheels.
Right.
And it was the last 6 months after the trade show. Torano was an afterthought. I was out there spinning my wheels, and how many times can I go to the same store and sell Vault Green and Blue and Purple and Yellow, and
Right.
it was a good cigar, great price point, but enough's enough. What do you got new coming out?
Right.
And we always thought there would be something new coming out,
And there wasn't?
And there wasn't. It appeared. It just kept getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back, and they never had the warm and fuzzies for the brand. So the moment they made that decision to I'm getting texted by Danny Matt. This isn't one.
I got Danny on live feed over here. He's hearing it.
He's the only guy in the chat room.
Only got the chat room.
We love you, Dan.
The moment that happened, it was kind of a weird last month because they had hired a consulting firm to like analyze all of STG, and they came back and said you gotta let go of like 120 people, and they put out that press release that it was called Fueling the Growth.
Or just fire Jack Torano.
Yeah. Yeah. I solved the problem. And at the end of November, the Fueling the Growth came to fruition, and there's the chart, and there I am. I've made the final reorganization chart.
Right, that's what you told us when you were here.
Yeah, so it gave me like a false sense of security. And then you're coming to Richmond and all the brand ambassadors and the marketing team, and we're all going to have a great time, and we're going to talk about the future, and you're going to be more involved in your brands, and
Right.
yada yada yada. And I went up there, all excited, and we went to dinner, and we had drinks, and we had the cigars, and it was all wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And the next morning, he's like, "Hey, can we talk to you before the meeting?" And I said, "Yeah, sure." I was like,
Sure, this is great.
"Absolutely, let's have a little meeting."
Yeah, let's have some more
And
drinks.
like 5 minutes later, I was like, "What?"
Do you have any events scheduled next week? Yeah, we got to talk about those.
So listen, I wouldn't, knowing what I know today,
Right.
I almost went to work for Espinosa 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago.
Right.
You guys knew it.
Right.
You guys were one of the few outside of that man right there that knew it, because I was here doing an event.
Right.
And knowing what I know today, I would still go back and work for General.
No kidding.
Because it was like going to graduate school. What I learned from that sales team and that ginormous company was really valuable to me in the new role I have now. So this show's gotten too fucking serious, man.
We got, we gave you too much time to recoup and kind of regather your thoughts. I mean, we should have got you day after.
The day after?
He was
This would have
on
been a
fire.
different show.
Oh, yeah.
This would have been a fuck.
Should have gotten the day the Bears lost.
This would have
That
been,
would've great.
this would have been an FTC show. Fuck that company. But once the dust settled, and even the guy that let me go,
Right.
I've always gotten along great with him. And unfortunately, I kind of went after him and really laid into him with a lot of, are you fucking kidding?
Right.
And he didn't deserve it. So we've since exchanged emails and on good. That's just not me. I don't want to hold a grudge, and
Right.
I don't want to be.
The past is the past.
Yeah, the past is the past, and when our paths will cross again, and we'll shake hands and hug it out, and and move forward. I had a great time working there, and it was a lot of fun, and I learned a lot. So
I was back here editing your show when I think Coop released the information,
yeah.
and I called Mikey and her. I go, "What do you want to do?" Jack's not with who he said he was with anymore.
Yeah. I mean, that was pretty crazy.
But and then here I am. I mean, it literally that was December 18th, and January. I was employed by General till the end of the year, and January 2nd I started with Espinosa.
All right, so now my next question is, who's in charge of who?
He's in charge of me.
Hector is the boss.
Hector is above me, absolutely, and he always will be. Hector's the man there. Hector. If it wasn't for Hector, then you'd have to deal with one of the 9 Espinosas.
We're gonna steal that shirt that our friend the Rosales,
Vasquez.
We're gonna
Martin.
this little shirt where it's gonna be it'll say Espinosa, it'll say Alfonso Torano, Espinosa. But that's a family business, bro. That's how it is.
Right.
And
Yeah, absolutely, and they're all great, and they all play a great role in what they do.
Let me tell you something.
But Hector is the glue that keeps that together there.
Right.
I appreciate that, but I'll tell you what. The good thing, you say, "Oh my God, you step into this," but when it's all hands on deck, it's all hands on deck. An aunt, a cousin, mom. Whenever there's an event, there's
Lozona-Palooza.
Everybody, all hands on deck, and there's a lot of
That's gotta
that
be
family.
tough.
I come from a small family. I have one brother, and my brother has special needs, so I don't have nephews or anything like that.
Right.
So to watch that family, the size of that family, and the way they they just pull their resources and they go. It's impressive. It's scary to me. I'm like, wow, that's a lot of people, man. Their family reunions are enormous. But I'll tell you, when we've had an issue, when we've had anything, a quick turn of events that we have, boom, everybody's there, and everybody's all hands on deck.
Yeah.
But to answer your question literally, and realistically, Jack, my thing is always going to be the factory.
Right.
As you could see, if sales fell under me, we would be selling mangoes over there on Berg Road by Havana Humidor.
Now come smoke with us.
Not come smoke with us.
Yeah.
No, seriously. If it was sales is just, you have to have the personality. So
Right.
And there's one of two types. There's that super aggressive guy, and then there's a super friendly guy.
Right.
And I think that I'm neither one. So
Really?
so, yeah. So.
I think
for
you sell
me,
yourself short.
Jack,
I've had that argument with him for years. He mentioned it on the show he was on last night.
Yeah.
That I hang out with you.
Right.
I see your personality. You have it in you.
Right.
He just
It's a lot of years of public service, man. You don't want to. And it was funny. I said the story. Jack says, "Me and you are going to be friends," and I'm like, "This is like a bad episode of Oz." What do you mean? You and me are going to be friends? You know?
We're gonna get bunk beds and shit.
And it's funny because when I came back from when I met him at Abe's event, I met him at Big Smoke. So I went over to make friends with the other Torano.
Right.
And then he goes, "That's not the guy you want to talk to. You want to talk to me. I'm the guy with the cigars." And I'm like, "Watch out, Yak. Move out of the way, bro." How you doing, buddy? Jack Torano, nice to meet you. But no, Jack's responsibility there. I mean, he's going to have, and he's already giving us dividends. I mean, just his little short jaunt to the West Coast last week, and now spending some days in Arizona where we've matched what we did last year in a week there. So
No shit.
No, it's going to be great for us.
Well, shit. I mean, I took you guys on because of Jack. You know. I mean, I love you, and I was convinced at that point that I was going to take on Espinosa, but you know, when he jumped on,
I told him, I said 2.5 years ago when I was here, and I told you, you guys said, well, the day you go to Espinosa is the day we bring it in, and you were true to your word.
Yeah. And I came up here. I came up here to take my daughter to a soccer game, and I came and did the first show. I brought you some cigars. It's just sales is not my thing.
And even at that point, I was like, all right, I need to take on Espinosa.
I think you asked him for a price sheet. Never got
I did. And I just never got around to it.
What's that? Ask me what's in the cigar. Don't ask me about how much it costs. I don't.
Right.
But you know, I think he's gonna look where we've gotten in 7 years is we've gotten as far as we've gotten, and the notoriety that we've garnered in the last 7 years is where we've gotten there strictly on Eric's shoulders. He needs a break.
Right.
You know, Eric's been that fourth batter for us for for these last 7 years.
Right.
We needed a guy to bat behind him. So, you know, so now we have a guy who can bat fifth behind him. He can't pitch around there, you know, and Eric can now, you know, hit Philadelphia and go where he's strong, and we can, you know, cover a little more of the country now.
He can focus on his solid accounts, and then
you know, and
then you
tell you what, they're going to be events.
The others.
Yeah.
They're going to be events there together, and I think the events that they go to together, they're going to be dominant.
Yeah,
now, that's just my opinion.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff.
We didn't want this event today to be dominant, so we didn't bring Eric.
That's okay. That's totally fine. I love Eric, you know, but you know, you guys are my dudes. So.
But yeah, it was kind of funny because you know I got a lot of calls, and it literally took an hour. I got let go, and an hour later I was already agreed with Eric.
And then he had to buy you a fucking cake.
That was the second day. That was January 3rd.
I gotta buy this motherfucking cake.
But it cost me $37. And you know, we used to make fun of the
St. General.
We used to make fun about Fernie. He fucking smokes as much as Fernie.
Yeah, but I've been smoking my own stash.
The unbanded.
The Unsullied.
The Unsullied.
I've been smoking the Unsullied.
All the old bands off the other cigars.
Yeah, the unbanded cigar.
The unbanded, you know?
See me smoking an unbanded cigar, you know what it is.
You know what it is.
Yeah, I don't want to. I always used to hear the complaints about that other dude. What's his name?
Never heard of him.
Yeah, that guy. I always used to hear the complaints about him, and it was like, you know, this guy spends smoking our most expensive cigar all day long. So I'm cautious about those things.
Right.
I will eventually run out of my unsullied cigars, and then I will start smoking.
And then we'll start making them.
That's fantastic.
So I was getting calls like, oh my God, where are you going? What are you doing? And dude, anybody would have put two and two together. I'm the only person in this industry that was welcomed at La Zona Palooza every year.
Right.
You know, no other manufacturer, no other brand ambassador, no other anybody.
Right.
You know, that's not Eric. Eric's not inviting other people to share in all these people he flies in here and come in here.
Well, you're a likable guy.
So
you know.
But I was always welcome. I've always had a great relationship with Eric and with Hector and with Junior, and so to me it was a no-brainer. You know, it was a quick turnaround.
I've been happy this year, which is, you know, saying something. Plus the fact that since he came on, I've got like 50 Facebook requests. I've got a purge again. I'm up over 1,000 again. You know, it's
something's going on. Everybody's getting them all of a sudden.
It was all that verbiage on
Thanks,
Cigar
Mike,
Coop. Is what it was.
Appreciate it.
Sorry, I made you feel bad.
Yeah,
no I'm sure you got more though.
I wouldn't have been
It's just weird.
Not the rain on your parade, but everybody's.
Yeah, we're all getting
we're all getting them right now. It's because of me. So.
It's because of the show. It's all because of. Shots fired.
Damn.
Damn. It's cold.
No.
Hector's cold.
Hey man, I've got a free room to talk. I've got free range, buddy.
That's it.
No, but I think seriously, to put the cherry on the cake. This is, I haven't been this excited in a couple of years.
Yeah.
Because it gets. I mean, it's a drain. This is a strain.
Hector's funny because in his office you see the transition of years at the IPCPR, and he's got like Happy Hector, and then it goes into like,
and then it sets in.
So it's the same year we brought Protocol on.
Then it's the cancel years.
The cancel years are angry and gray.
I said this year you're going to have a smiling face for your 2019.
So I mean, don't get me wrong. I owe everything to him because he's the guy who called me to come work for him, and he could have called somebody else.
Right.
So, but
well, you answered though,
and I answered the phone.
We did that podcast.
But the thing is that now I can see that now that I think we're kind of we got the momentum that we haven't had in a while. So I'm really excited about it, and I think he's excited about it. He holds. And I'll tell you what, I can imagine. I feel pressure sometimes. I can't imagine the pressure he feels. We went a year and a half without having somebody to travel alongside it. Not alongside, but as
3
well
years.
as him.
Right.
Well, more or less,
We did another show together, and the guy says to Hector, so it's been a while since you've had like a national sales director. And it's been like, what, 14 months? And Hector's like 3 years. And I'm
I was upset at that guy. Yeah, I'm really happy, man.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, we can just cut it here if you want. I mean, this isn't going to be.
We haven't talked about Danny.
Danny's on hold, bro. He wants to.
You want to put
we really need to find
FaceTime
out. Are we invited back for next season before we start talking shit? We should get a firm yes and then go hard.
I think they should rotate it out.
Who else is going to be the commissioner of the Degenerate Weasel League? It's got to be Degenerate Weasel League.
No. I don't mean the commissioner, but I think. Well, I think they should definitely rotate out
You're talking about
the guy that won. Steve Vines, you invite him back. He won. He earned his way back.
Right.
How about the guy with the worst record?
Who was that?
I think it was Barry Stein.
Fuck that guy.
You saw that? I threw it up. He dunked it up.
Bam!
We've been practicing, man. We've been doing this for a couple of years now. I'm the Magic Johnson to fuck that guy.
But did Barry end up winning a game?
He won like 3 games. He got real hot at the end of the year.
Okay.
Real hot 3 games.
Hey, man.
Guy's on fire.
He's on fire, baby. He's on
like-
fire.
He's always real hot.
That's it. That. Jeez Louise.
So let's get on Danny Vasquez.
All right, let's go.
that little
go ahead.
limited edition fucking
yes.
extorter.
Yes. Yes.
So he holds back limited editions? Really? That's how
He holds them over his head. He
was breaking my balls.
If you kind of heckle him or joke with him, that's what he holds over your head.
Here, I'll tell you the whole story. All right, so the Macedon's coming out, right? And he's like, hey, it's based on sales. And I'm like, okay. He's like, so, your Aquitaine sales sucks. Pretty much what he said. I was like, okay. He's like, so I'm going to send you 2 boxes. And so I said, I just need 1. I'll just fly out to Houston and I'll cripple you with it or some shit like that. I just went fucking nuts.
What kind of transportation arrangement do you got?
Yeah, no, I was like, here's the deal. So then he's like, okay, so just the 1 box. I was like, you know what? Make it a bundle, and I'll cripple you with that instead. So then it was kind of like dead air. Then he opened back up. He realized that, dude, if you're gonna fuck with me, I'm gonna fuck with you too, right? So, he obviously came back after that. We've had correspondence, and it was
it's all love.
Yeah, it was without a fucking beat. But the fact of the matter is, I'm not just.
He gets butt hurt real easy because we went like I said on the last show, we went like a month.
Not talking.
And then I realized, holy shit, I never responded to his last text. And Danny and I are fine. And I listened to the marathon show you guys did. I enjoyed it.
Which won't be tonight.
It was a real good show. And some of Danny's, I called him as I was listening to it because some of his answers were phenomenal.
Yeah, you told him the first half was great, the second half sucked.
Did I?
Yeah.
That's the way the ratings are.
Oh, yeah, I actually did. I actually did because the first half you guys were having fun and enjoying, and then it got real serious. Then he picked it up at the end with his Jesus Christ.
So I think what it turned into was, he had to top the
he was just stretching.
Yeah, he was just
stretching the show.
So
he doesn't have much to say.
There's a little bit of a low. I mean, I think he has a lot to say, and he's funny as fuck. But 2 hours of stand-up fucking comedy isn't easily done.
No.
You really got to be,
You gotta be on your game.
right, fully prepared You got to have props. And
You gotta have props, dog. You gotta have props.
And you got to be able to ask people fucking questions.
I got 2 words for you next year for that show, that end of the year show. PowerPoint.
PowerPoint. And you need a headset. The whole fucking. We're gonna get some of these the soundboard shit we have in the background.
You got to go with a headset like Skip.
I didn't meet him until the show this year. I had known him for a couple of years.
Danny,
I had never met him. He walked over, man, gave me a hug.
you finally took the voyage.
He took the voyage.
Somebody had. No, he came over, gave me a hug and shit. Cool, man. He's a cool guy. And you know what? I relate to guys like that because he's the plug.
Right.
Eric's always giving me shit. He goes, hey, I go, did you hear about this? He goes, yeah, I heard. I go, no, you didn't. Well, how did you know? Because you know the guy, but I know the guy goes to.
Right.
The plug, man. The plug is where you always go. You always go to the plug. And that's, on my phone, he's the plug.
The plug.
It's Danny the plug on my phone. So, I just wish we don't get to only see him at the show. I don't think he ever comes down to Miami. I don't think he ever comes.
Well, he was here.
He was here, but how far is this from Miami?
He was on vacation.
It was a 4-hour drive, brother.
Well, we're going to feel that
he
later
bitched
on.
about the 2 hours he had to do to come here.
And he made it here because of his wife, Jessie.
And if he comes to Miami, shit, we can take him to that Puerto Rico.
How did he land Jessie? Jessie's a sweetheart, beautiful girl.
It's very nice.
Yeah.
He's charming.
Remember, man, women fall in love through the ears. He probably spits good game, dog. Danny probably spits good game. Women fall in love through the ears. Guys fall in love through their eyes. She spit the game.
He charmed her.
Bro. He doesn't share that charm with us.
He used it all up on her.
He was an acquired taste with me. He didn't charm me.
If he comes to Miami, bro, we can take him to that Puerto Rican place. Those 2 really good Puerto Rican places down in Miami. He's Puerto Rican.
That's borderline racist what you just said.
No, he's Puerto Rican.
If I go to Austin, they don't try to get me Cuban food.
You mean so when we took Tim Wong to eat Chinese, that was wrong?
I know that was wrong.
Wander shouldn't have had Chinese food?
Our Chinese rep over there, we went to eat at a restaurant, and he got all offended because they had avocado egg rolls.
Tiananmen Square didn't bother
that it is. Yeah. I said, so let me get this straight. All the human rights atrocities that your country is involved in, that's okay. But avocado egg rolls is where you draw the line.
It.
That's where you draw the line. So we had a good laugh about that. So we're going to put out a limited. The next wasabi is going to be the avocado egg roll.
Avocado egg roll.
And the problem is, I don't like Latins. Fuck, I'm a Spanish guy.
Danny's Puerto Rican?
Yeah, he's Puerto Rican.
Is he really? Boricua. He doesn't even speak Spanish.
Yeah, he does.
Have
you heard his Spanish? That's not Spanish.
It's better than mine. I can say that much.
Yeah,
better than my son.
That's not saying much.
Come on,
I'm gonna make him.
And there's a huge Puerto Rican community here in Deltona.
Here in Deltona, in
gigantic.
Kissimmee, and Orlando, parts of Orlando. Yeah.
Mount Dora is the place I was telling you about in the car. I'm sorry. Segue.
Right.
So
he wanted to go antiquing tomorrow.
Oh.
I gotta talk my business to people.
Come on, you gotta put them on blast.
Hector will be appearing at Renegers tomorrow. From,
Okay.
Renegers. That's the place.
Never mind. I had one in the barrel, and I'm gonna bring it back.
Palmer with a shot across the barrel.
I'm bringing it back because you know what? I like you, Mike, but I had one right in the chamber for you.
See, you hit him earlier with a fucking solid right hook.
Off the air. I don't want off the air.
So have you 2 guys come up with a new 5 questions, or you still got the same?
No, man, we're done with that.
We're done with
we
the
only
questions.
do the 5 questions with our new guys, and then we just kind of shoot the shit.
You
We
need something
do.
for the veteran. Do
I
I
have
get my jacket yet?
I have questions from the
3 or
audience.
4?
This is 3 for you.
You got to be 5. 5 for the jacket.
5.
we have questions from the audience. Some of the listeners put
he
in
just
questions.
slid that out.
Slid that out.
This guy's so prepared, dog. Props, man. That's what's
That's
up.
right.
Is that a printer back there?
Yes, I will put it on here.
Just
Dot
put it on his
matrix.
ass.
I heard a.
All right, first question. Besides cigars, what are some of Jack's other passions or hobbies?
Oh, you want me to answer that? You should answer. You want me to answer for
Yes.
You
him?
can answer for him. Yes.
Antiquing.
Oh, that'd be better.
It's antiquing.
Antiquing?
Well, he likes butterfly gardens. That's
Nice.
Go ahead and answer your own question, bro.
I don't know, dude. It used to be golf, but I just don't have time for it anymore. I used to love golfing, but that sport takes a long time, and when I'm not traveling, there's a wife I got to attend to.
Right. And now that movie app is dead, what the fuck do you do?
The what?
So you used to do. You're doing
you
the
were going
movie
to the
thing.
movies for like
Remember you
$10 a
almost,
month.
you almost killed a guy.
I almost killed the guy at the movies. Yeah, that thing didn't last long, huh?
And I was like, oh,
They
yeah.
lost their ass.
Absolutely.
But apparently
I
this
went to
isn't
like
working.
9 movies in 2 months and paid $10.
Not anymore. Now I got you got that fire stick. You hooked up, player. I hooked you up, dog.
Yeah, that's what you want on the airwaves.
They don't like to know you watch French porn. That's cool, man.
That's your own thing.
Armenian smuff movies.
All right, so here with the next one.
Our next
Michael.
question. When there's a table full of cigars at a herf, why does Jack collect all his own cigars before he leaves?
That was a joke. Somebody was
Oh, was
fucking
it?
ribbing him. Yeah.
Okay.
I would say
know
for
that guy.
samples.
I collect all my own cigars?
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Yeah. Nobody gives away more cigars than I do.
And somebody sent him a message in serial killer
Chinese.
script.
Yeah.
Okay, what is the one thing you were most excited about joining the Espinosa cigar team?
Sharing an office with me, obviously.
Well, yeah, that's right up there. Sharing an office with Hector.
With Hector.
Is a,
I have a little office, much smaller now. When me and Jack are both in there.
listen, as
Is
much
it just
as
like facing each other? So
you want to
guys
hear
can
the
just sit
answer, or you just want to keep fucking talking?
Wow.
Ooh, aggressive.
Everybody
I
beat
like
the hell out of me. Like
Thank you,
it.
Matt Damon.
Damn. How do you like them apples?
Okay.
What am I most excited about? Actually, what I'm most excited about, and my love of Espinosa Cigars has been on for years, and same with my love of Roma Craft Cigars, but getting back into this boutique world
Right.
is really cool for me. I'm not made for corporate.
You gonna blend a cigar?
Yeah, I hope so. Listen, in 2014, we were
September 11th.
September 11th, when the announcement went out that Torano was sold, he had an appointment at the office because we were working. Eric had already come in, and the one thing missing from Torano's portfolio was like a full-bodied cigar.
Right.
And we were going to collaborate with Eric, and Hector came in for one of the blend meetings, and the moment Charlie announced it, I sent Hector a message: do not show up at the office.
You'll find out why
You'll
later.
find out why later. And so that's something, if it can't be, in the hopper this year, that's something we'll look into. Is it won't be Torano Espinosa, but
It's gonna be the FTG.
the jackknife.
The jackknife.
I got a name.
Trademark.
I feel like there should be an FTG, like an addition, like a fucking LE of some sort.
Yeah, yeah, but then we'll have Danny distribute it, and you won't get any.
That's perfect. That's fine. No, it'll
You'll
be
get a bundle.
It'll be based on a particular Espinosa sale, and then I'll be only get.
You're not pushing enough wasabi. Our Candela's not moving that well up there, so I don't think I can hook you up with this.
That's not gonna happen. You can't get the FTG. So sorry.
Anything else?
All right, having known Eric for some time now, what, if anything, do you think he needs to change or improve on?
Eric, and I've always said it, Eric has it. You are at an event, and the people in that room gravitate toward Eric. Eric, it can't be explained.
He's a storyteller.
He's a storyteller. He does the most amazing card tricks.
Jokes.
He's just he's a guy that people want to sit and talk to, and he's everybody's friend, and it's just really cool to see him in action. So
He has
what should he change?
Right, change or improve.
Change or improve? He should
His hiring
he should realize
formats.
that there's more of the United States than the East Coast.
It's funny.
the East Coast.
I'll talk to him and say, "Hey, don't forget, we're going to do it." When did I say I did? I didn't say that. I don't remember
Yeah.
that. And then he'll tell you. Then he'll come back from a trip. Bro, I saw this guy that came to the store like 6 years ago. How do you remember that guy's name? He came to the store 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Right.
You can't remember what size we were going to do this in.
Hey, I've seen him in Texas a few times. In all fairness.
Oh, absolutely. But I mean, listen, 70% of his travel is to the East Coast,
Right.
And he should spread out a little bit more, and I'm there to help with that. But in the end, it's not Torano, it's Espinosa,
Right.
And people are going to want to see Eric, and Eric. A lot of people have heard about Eric at events and how great Eric is at events, and they want him to come to Phoenix, so.
Or he does something. Yeah, he does something. I don't think anybody other manufacturers done. He went to a multi-vendor event, and he went through all his stuff like in an hour.
Yeah.
And then I go, "So what'd you do?" He goes, "No, I helped the other guy sell." What do you help the other guy sell? Yeah, man, the guy I helped him sell his stuff. the bigger the crowd, the more he thrives. The bigger the crowd, the harder it is for you to find me.
Oh yeah,
Where's
yeah,
Hector?
yeah.
Hector's outside. The bigger the crowd, the more he thrives.
Well, we were when the event started tonight here. I'm talking to people and selling cigars, and I look at Greg and I said, "Where's Hector?" And he said, "Hector's outside." He said he doesn't like this.
No, but I mean, I'm there for technical assistance. Technical questions.
Right.
All right, last question. Did you call Mike or did he call you to bring Espinosa to Cigar Hustler?
Well, it was talked about 2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
2.5 years ago, and then Mike was one of my first phone calls.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
I couldn't tell you who called who.
Yeah.
If you called me, then yeah.
I wanted, if I had to bet, I would tell you that you called to congratulate me.
Right.
And that's what started the ball rolling. And Mike has always said to me, because the rumor of me going to Espinosa has been going on for a while, and he always said the day you go to Espinosa is the day we bring in Espinosa, and it was the day.
It was that. It was
the day.
It was that day.
So very cool and much appreciated.
Dude,
Thank you so
come on. You always have my back. I always got yours.
And Miguel can't take credit for this sale.
That's right. That's it, Miguel.
Or offered.
No. Miguel was I came here and hung out with these guys in the Duran days, like 7 times.
Shondo.
And then I bring Miguel like on the 8th time, and
We cracked at that point.
and Roberto says, you needed Miguel to make the sale. And I was like, you fucker.
If you guys still want some Neas, they're still available on cigars.
Buy one, get
Do
3.
you have any big jacks left?
Fuck it. For fuck's sake.
Somebody can take these off my hands.
Please.
Are you having the discount bin?
I don't have a discount pin.
All right, so.
I don't believe in that.
No.
There's other ways of being creative and shit, so.
All right, cool.
That's
Yeah,
it. That was the last question.
That's it, man.
That was
I'm
all we
having
got. That's all
fun.
we got for the listeners.
I think we should
got.
get back out there.
We
We left
have-
Greg in charge of the table.
There hasn't been a single fucking cigar sold since we've been back here, just for the record.
He's gone home to
Not a
walk
fucking one.
Uggy.
No, that's not true. He's out front pacing right now, fucking sweating because we're all back
Jack
here.
said half an hour. What the fuck?
45 minutes in already.
How many? We're 45 minutes in?
45 minutes.
Danny Vasquez, we love you, brother.
We love you, bro. Hey, please bring us back.
We love you too.
Or at
Yes,
least bring
thanks
me
for coming
back.
in
I don't care
again,
about
guys.
Jack that much.
I love Frenchie a little more, but all right, I love you too, Danny. Fuck it.
There you go. I haven't met the new guy. I guess I'll meet him at the show.
You haven't met John?
No, I
Oh,
don't
he's
know.
a good guy.
You guys travel. I don't. This is as
Yeah,
far as
John-
I travel.
John
Here.
Actually, what's funny is
When he was with Zycar, we had a breakfast at Kenny and Ziggy's in Houston, and we laughed a lot. And I think that's one of the first times I met John. And then when you're in Houston and it's multi-vendor events going on,
Yeah.
you have everybody's at Stogie's
Right.
all night long, which is where I pitched the original collaboration to Skip at 4 in.the morning.
that's the way to do it.
Yeah, at Stogie's. So
John was a customer of ours before he got into the industry, so he's a good dude. That's all I got.
Okay. I don't know. I've never met him.
Yeah, because you're fucking angry over there today.
yeah,
Just angry.
you're not on your game
Look,
today, man.
The bathroom's clean. Go rub one out and come back. All right, for fuck's sake.
Okay, everybody, hold on. We're gonna take a break.
Get it
Again?
together.
I have these hot midget photos. I'll send you.
There you go.
The no French porn. The French porn from here.
No, it's the. I don't know.
All right, so that's it.
That's it. All right, everybody. Thank you. Bye.
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 This is the operator with a collect call from
Emery Jones.
To accept the charges, press 1 now.
Okay, that's it, kids. Show's over. Thanks for listening. As always, the guys welcome your comments, ideas, and show suggestions, and you can send them to our Facebook page at Cigar Hustler Podcast. You can also follow the show on Instagram at Cigar Hustler Podcast, or follow Mikey at Cigar Hustler, and follow Mike too at FCC_Mike. Please remember to rate, review, subscribe on whichever podcast provider that you listen on. Thanks again.
Mike.